ever since Solo Necro was introduced earlier this year, Solo has just been amazingly fun to play. It was fun before, don't get me wrong, but the additions to the Solo Hunter, you know, Necro, obviously, Serpent, and as well as, was it Magpie or Adrenaline? I can't remember which one. What it was. I think it's Adrenaline. They've made playing solo incredibly fun. You are on a much more even footing with the trios, the duos that you're playing against. You're still at a disadvantage. You are actually still at a disadvantage because they've got numbers. But you also have then you have the advantage of movement and mobility and not having to rely on other people. I don't know. It's a hard one to weigh up, but personally, I absolutely love Solo Necro additions that were added. I know it's a hotly contested subject, but I think a lot of people are starting to get to the point where they are accepting that it's what it is, and people know how to deal with it. Except, I find that people don't know how to deal with it, especially in the lower lobbies. And it baffles me every single time when I'm able to solo revive, and they haven't trapped my body, they haven't burnt me, they haven't done any of these things. And I'm able to get up and take them out. And it baffles me at why people aren't doing this. And I don't know if it's whether or not people just don't know, or they're just way too distracted by other things. And now, don't get me wrong, I like to use my Necro in a way that is strategic, you know? I'm not like, you know, I'm waiting for the perfect time to revive. I like my risky revives. If anyone's watched the channel before and watched my videos before, you'll know I like a nice little risky revive. It's a lot of fun. But yeah, I don't know. So anyway, I've got some games here that are full of revives, which means there's a lot of death, but there's a lot of kills as well. So it's a lot of fun. Yeah, we'll dive into them. So obviously we've got more battery. Spider banishing. There's a lot of shooting going on. I haven't seen a single person yet, which is a little bit problematic. And there's my first glimpse, just running by the window. So I was going to wait to see if he peeked, but yeah, nothing. Just waiting inside, and I'm like, okay, well, they're not peeking. I was hoping they might take the opportunity, but punching stuff though, so I think they might have been outside. But we now get the Elta going, which is a little bit concerning for me because, you know, I'm hearing people on the far right, and there we have it. First kill. People approaching. So definitely a lot of people around. I was wondering if he had a second person coming in. I'm playing trios, so it's solo versus trios. There's our second person, and there's me not being able to hit a shot. At this point I'm like, right, let's rotate round. How far left can I rotate round? Probably shouldn't have had my pistol out here. Though I actually did get some good shots on him. And then I didn't quite realise that one of the shots came from the left here. And yeah, I didn't. This guy, he did actually shoot earlier, and I didn't quite register it. I thought it was the one in front of me. So he picked me up, put me down a couple of times. So there's a few self revives there, but they were instant kills again. So I waited and I waited, and I knew he had poison on me, but I figured with, you know, half health, I could probably still tank it fairly easily, especially since I had regen still on. So yeah, I was able to get away with that. And since, you know, that solo guy who came in third, because that was a solo guy, he had a lot to worry about, so he wasn't paying as much attention to me, and especially since I was outside the complex as well, I felt a little bit better about self-reviving there. So all sorts of things happening, people dying left, right and centre. And so there was still one person around. I didn't realise he jumped out. I think he jumped out the window. Oh yeah, he shot me. He killed me. He had a silenced spark, so. So I'm down to one single bar. He's run one way, I've run the other. I think this is where I decide to... Well, I don't know what I do. What do I do? Yeah, I believe I'm going for some... I believe I'm going for the loot. And I'm just trying to circle around on him to see if he's still up there. He was running around on the other... yeah, so he's inside. Yeah. I think... Yeah, that's what happened. I'm just remembering. So yeah, they spot me and realise where I am. Of course they do, because I've got... they've got the bounty. But there we go. Restoration. I mean, solo Necro is incredibly good as well, especially with the Infernal pack traits that's going on at the moment with the event. You know, I've died so many times, but on my final health bar, I get restoration, and now I've got all these other opportunities to kill. And so yeah, now we've got this solo person who's sneaking around over there as well. Yeah, there was so much that went on in this match. So I fell back because we had the solo guy. And at this point, I think I still thought they were a trio, but they were definitely a duo and a solo. I think this guy with the silent sparks was more focused on me for some reason. And because he was more focused on me, the other two started to run, to be honest. They were beginning to run away. Now, quite frankly, I'm not interested in dealing with a solo player, especially when they're using a silent sparks. I know perfectly well the damage that gun can do, since it is one of my most used guns. And yeah, that was when I realised, okay, no, I've got to move. I gotta move. Don't know what the silent sparks player was doing, but he started hiding, and I was like, nah, I'm getting out of it. I'm going for the bounty. So moving on down towards where the extraction point is. We have our boat. I took some pot shots there. I couldn't really quite see exactly where they were, but there we go. One on the left, and we got a crossbow. Of course, the beauty of solo Necro is that he didn't trap me. Like, why? You've got time to deal with the person you just killed, trap him, keep him down, whatever, and then go revive your friend. Like, I mean, maybe they didn't have traps, and that's totally fair enough. They didn't have traps, they didn't have anything like that. Yeah, okay, it makes sense, but at least cover me, you know? And there's a solo Necro, Spark Sniper. Yeah, I mean, you know, I'm not gonna lie. I totally love the fact that I can do that, and it's really super satisfying for the solo players. And I get the frustrations that duos, trios have with a solo that has Necro. But I genuinely think it evens out the playing field, because I'm still losing to duos and Necro. It's not like I'm duos and duos and trios. It's not like I'm suddenly just amazingly better than any duo and trio. I'm very much not. So I don't know. I think it's just an annoyance. It's like solos. I'm going to offend probably a lot of solos here, but remember I'm a solo player. Solos are like pests. They kind of just don't go away. But you know what? I like being a pest. It's kind of fun. So we had these people on the left there, approaching the boss area, and I didn't take my shot. I just kind of knew I wasn't going to hit it when he was on that roof. And I probably should have taken it, but I decided, you know what, I am potentially between a rock and a hard place if I start shooting too early. So I went for the sneaky approach, since we've got a lot of noise going on. So a lot of fighting, and I was ready to hopefully start getting involved. But I didn't want to rush into anywhere without like actual visual visual indication of where they are. So we had the boss people inside. And likely 2 other teams. Potentially both duos. Okay, so got to go for the serpent if you can. I'm not 100% sure what I was doing with that frag, but I think I wanted to throw it in the window. But I don't know. So they're out the other side. They're out and gone already. Of course, I'm now standing on the roof. At the other side of this building. The fact that they don't hear me until they see me is quite funny. Out of bullets, never fun. And between a rock and a hard place. Yeah, keep going. Just oh, almost. This was the right move though. I had to run away. Get out of there. And I needed one of these. Yeah, no. I mean, it meant that obviously I couldn't cover the body of the one that was downed. But I think the other team had it fairly under control, considering they were shooting from way back in the bushes. Yeah. So I think the original bounty team was now killed. I heard the person going around on my right, and I was like, I need healing, which is why I stayed in the fire. But I wasn't able to heal fast enough. I'm not sure I had vigor. Risk revive, had to go for it, didn't work. So we waited for them to clear out. But again, no traps. Like they literally watched me revive. Why aren't they finding a trap, at least something, and putting it on my body? I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. It's bizarre. There's so many people who aren't taking stuff to deal with solo players. But I guess they might have been under pressure from another team at the same time, which that I can understand. If you're under pressure from another team, it can be hard to deal with a solo at the same time. We've got restoration though. So I'm now behind the bounty. This guy's not seeing me pop out the bushes at the back here, even though he should have. And I've now got another team to try and deal with. I probably shouldn't have rushed for the bounty here, but I didn't realise, I should have realised, this was me being an idiot, that third orange mark was the beetle. Should have realised it. Don't often look at dark sight with beetles next to me, so. And yeah, you know, 2v1. I'm at the back there. I can't really do much. They're in bushes. You know, I'm just trying to stay alive. Didn't get the bounty, but I did get out with my life. Couple of kills in it. Yeah, not the end of the world. I think a solo picked up one of the bounties, got a kill, picked up one of the bounties, and fled. So, you know, 2 games there that show 2 different things. You know, the first one, obviously, at the extract, died, picked up, killed them. Second one, at the extract, killed the bounty team, but died to another team coming in, and yeah, meant I didn't get the bounty. So, you know, you can see it's still fairly balanced. At the end of the day, I was so outnumbered in that last game. Solo Necro helped me to keep up to speed, but it's still anyone's game. So, you know, personally, you know, if I was to start, if we were talking about, you know, is Solo Necro OP, I don't think it is. I genuinely don't think it is, because it is easy to deal with if you know how, which is trap, concertina, you know, etc., etc. Burn. You can still burn Necro players who are using the Infernal Pact in the current event. They will burn. You just have to keep throwing bombs and torches and lanterns at them. Torches. I have been burnt from full health to nothing while being Infernal trait, because the team just kept running off, getting lanterns and burning them on me. And I just didn't have an opportunity to revive. So, we're at Puerto Rico. Someone's around. In a bush. Of course, they're in a bush. I have my back to them as well when I turn the corner. So, of course, they're in a bush. So, I'm just covering the body at the moment. I'm not trapping or anything. Now trapping. There we go. So so I didn't trap straight away, sure. But, you know, just in case this guy is Solo Necro, you know, I'm sitting there reloading while staring at him, you know, waiting to see if he gets up. So, at least got them trapped. So if they are, and I'm looking back. Look, I'm looking back and looking at the. It's just these little things that people need to do it. And I know most of you will be doing this, of course. But this is more for those of you who, you know, are newer, don't understand Necro, or like just find it really frustrating. It's easy to deal with. Get your traps in order. You know, take some concertina traps at the very least. It's rough in the event right now because, you know, solo necros that have Infernal can be resistant to bleeding. So it can be a bit rough, but it will still do damage to them. So at the very, very, very least, take a concertina trap so you can dump it on their body. If you can burn them, concertina trap and burn them, great. If you, even better, if you are, you know, have the ability to take both concertina and poison traps, dump those on the body. You know? It's simple. It really is simple. Another example of where Solo Necro is so great. And so I had an issue here, right? I had the simulator. I was waiting for this person to get up. I was assuming he was solo. I had this immolator here. You know, if it was me and this guy solo, which he is, and he does get up, I would have got up as soon as I could with that immolator going off. And this guy, you know, I mean, he didn't quite realise I had a trap. But heard that I was going to the altar. Now I'm moving away. And decided to get up. And the thing is, he died instantly. So I know he doesn't have resilience. Otherwise he would have got up. And because he died instantly, he's going to die on that concertina trap again. There you go. If he tries to get up. And I'm not sure if all the concertina's gone away yet. No. Well, it will nearly do in a bit. So I was like, you know what? Let's just get another bit of loot. And here's the thing, because there you go. So if I was in that situation, I would have quit out. I wouldn't have kept going, because at the end of the day, you're not gonna stand up after that. And I know there's conversations around using solo necro to derank and all that kind of thing. And it is a problem. The solo necro with MMR is an issue right now. Because the MMR system was not designed around having solo necro be a thing. So every time you die, you lose MMR, essentially. It's a little bit more convoluted than that, but that's essentially the idea. So if you're dying, you know, if you're playing solo, firstly you're playing solo against people who are lower MMR than you, unless they are distant solos. So if you end up dying as a solo, if you end up dying to a trio, you know that trio is probably at least one MMR lower than you, so you are going to lose MMR rating. And it's a huge struggle for solo players to raise their MMR because they need to not die. Like, you can't die and use necro to do it because you're going to lose MMR. So yeah, I don't know. It's a bit of a challenge, and I think the MMR system now needs to be changed for the benefit. Well, not the benefit of solo players, but the fairness of, you know, giving solo players a little bit more of a chance, because it is rough out there for people who are focusing on MMR. And of course, don't get me wrong, there are definitely extremely good solo players who are able to raise their MMR and all that kind of thing. I've just had so many games where it's been disheartening, where I've done, you know, pretty well, you know, 9, 10, 12 kills sort of thing, as a solo, but because I've necroed a few times, I've actually gone down in ratings. Like, that's really disheartening, and that shouldn't happen. You know, if you're the last person in the match, you end up extracting the bounty, you end up killing half the lobby, or most of the lobby, but you're still going down in MMR because you died twice and had to self-revive. Like, that just sucks. And it does happen. It has happened. It's actually happened to me a couple of times. So yeah, I don't know. Anyway, some reason they left the for some reason they left the bounty then, but probably for good reason, since these bees were now in there. I decided to go for the dynamite just to kind of hopefully block off them moving in quickly, since I was half dead. I do sometimes use dynamite as like a warding off tool rather than necessarily going for the kill. Jumping out the window, definitely the best move here. Penny shot. I was very happy with that. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. I was very, very happy with that. With that move. Yeah, penny shot is great. I actually really love the addition of penny shot. Penny shot downer. Yeah, so good. So yeah. You know, at this point, I think we are, you know, we grabbed the bounty. So moving on down towards the extract, ranch, and suddenly we have some people trying to get out of here. We have people at Davent Ranch. I'm low on ammo, so ammo box always useful. Or always take an ammo box. I just need it. And so yeah, we've got people. People trying to cut me off. Wasn't happy about that. So we've got some people in the forest, and obviously they're just trying to get in front of me. Now because they split up, I'm like, okay, I got this. I need to pick off one at a time. They've split off. One of them's going for the extract and thinks, obviously, I'm going to go there and going for an ambush. I don't know if they really know that I'm aware of them. Even though I have shot them a couple times. I don't know. So I rotate round on to the guy on the left, who's somewhere down here. They're all hanging about in the forest. But they were clearly trying to get the jump on me. Clearly trying to, you know, surprise me with how they were acting. Now this one, and this is the thing, this one seemed surprised. And it turns out they were two solos chasing each other. So I took this one out. I thought they would die. Genuinely thought they would die, which is why I didn't like do all the things that I was saying before, like properly. Well, no, actually I do trap this one. There you go. You know, if in doubt, trap. That's why to be honest, that is pretty much the rule of thumb that I do. Because that's the thing, he could have been necroed by his partner as well, which is why I want to trap him. I will trap pretty much 90% of the bodies I kill. You know, unless I definitely know that they're, you know, all dead. Yeah, don't try and surprise me like that. Yeah, I not gonna win. Not like that, you're not. I was a little bit annoyed. No, that was I mean, that was fair play to them. You know, they had a shotgun, they hid around a corner. What can I say? But I don't know. I think they were scared, and I was annoyed. I very rarely get annoyed. I'm usually pretty good, but you know, sometimes I crack. What can I say? But yeah, we got out with our bounty. As I say, I genuinely at the time thought they were duos, which is why I was annoyed at the kind of like, I don't know, cutting off. It's a bit of a dirty play, really. That I felt like it was, but either way. But anyway, moving on from that. We got the rain. Moving on to lots of bots. Oh yeah, this one is something. Penny Ballinger, nice little boss weapon. You can only really do a quarter, but it's not bad. So, people are here straight away, which is a problem. Because I'm in the middle of the boss area, and the butcher is, well, pretty easy to deal with, but he's pretty nasty when you're trying to deal with other players. So I've got a nice little spot that I like, and I messed it up trying to get on there. And I messed it up again. Problematic. But I got up and went for my spot for the third time. There we go. I like this spot. This spot's great. Most people don't know about it. The boss can kind of hit you on it if you're not careful, but yeah, I figured, you know what, I'm going to chill here for a little bit. I'm still inside, so I'm not going to run around too much. So yeah, just been waiting here for a little bit, seeing what happens. Of course, it was about time the beetle saw me, so I was probably there for a good 2 or 3 minutes. They're clearly getting very confused about where I was. Because the beetle saw me, I was now like, well, do I not? You know, I want the ambush, but at the same time, it's not worth it if I get killed. But I had the benefit of, I think another team turned up. Or they entered the other way. Oh no, that's right, they were coming up the top. Side when the boss is there. So to use fire to ward off / also potentially try and heal me. Gotta go for the FMJ. Banning is obviously scary. Over a small window like that, a lot of them do miss. And now being shot with a explosive crossbow, which is always scary. stay being maneuverable. So there's someone on my right here. Yeah. Yeah, crossbow heart sucks. I go up and down. He camped me for a little bit. Did the right thing by trapping me. But I didn't do this. And there's the trade. Of course, if you're trading with someone, that happens a lot. You just got to be quick off the draw. Get the trap. And then you can relax a little bit. Yep, so it's clear. And it looks like we are plain sailing from this point onwards. Obviously, getting the burn, setting off the trap there. I know it's raining, so that's going to run out quite quickly, and he's not going to burn. But I just wanted to make sure. Often you'll find that people will try and get up as soon as you burn them. But of course, we now no longer play sailing because it's gone red. So there's other people around. So at this point, because I know he's a solo, I'm just being a little bit careful. Keeping an eye on him, but also taking cover. So at the end of the day, he can still get up. So someone is somewhere. The question is, where? Sounds like you're inside. There we go. And well, I mean, they die to full damage. Get the trap if I can. Can't get the trap. Being chased. And there we go. The other sneaky duo. Pretty sure they're a duo, but yeah. That was a bizarre place for him to be standing. But hey. Gone back to check on the hunter. He's been burnt out fully, which is good to see. And I believe at this point I'm actually running off to get a hammer. Oh no, running to the running to the wagon. However, I do remember that I saw that hammer sitting on the pathway, and I thought, you know what, I can grab that as well. But really needed the rampage straight here. Make sure if there is anyone else that I kill, I do get my health back. So I didn't have it. Maybe I didn't pick up the hammer. Calls that an axe? Probably should have, but of course the other option here is to, you know, obviously take out the boss to get my health back. Oh, that's the hammer I saw. Okay. And yeah, you know, we're pretty plain sailing now, and this time I actually mean it, from here on in. So yeah, I mean, solo Necro, I absolutely love it. I totally understand people's frustrations, especially if you play a lot of duos and duos. But I do think it's a well-balanced trait. I genuinely think it's well-balanced. So move off from, go off to the other bounty, second bounty, and take that out. Yeah, I do think it's a well-balanced trait. I think that most people understand how to deal with it nowadays, but there are people who need to learn. And it's definitely in the kind of 3-star lobbies, you get a lot of people who just kind of leave you. And yeah, it's you know, I'm not disappointed by people leaving me and the slightest. At the end of the day, it's it benefits me, but you know, I shouldn't. At the end of the day, if you go down, you shouldn't be allowed to get back up. It's as simple as that. People need to start denying you of the of getting up, and yeah, I don't know. It's but I love it. I've absolutely loved solos ever since it came in, and I've become much more of a solo player since that time. And I now primarily play solo more than I do anything else. And don't get me wrong, I absolutely still love to take any opportunity to play with my friends, or you know, playing trio and duos, but because I enjoy the social aspect of it. But no, as a game itself, and in terms of just me being good and playing well, solo for me is really where it's at. So yeah, anyway, let me know what you think if you enjoy the solo play. Of course, if you are a solo player, you're going to absolutely love Necro. It's as simple as that. Let me know your thoughts in the description below. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't done it already. Leave a like, and until next time, may your hunts be bountiful.